What's going on, everybody? Mortem here, this time bringing you a little bit of an update, or perhaps just a glimmer of hope, as the title probably told you, about a potential sequel or follow-up to the world of Arcanum. That is to say, the video game known as Arcanum of Steamworks and Magic Obscura. Now, as everyone is perfectly aware, Microsoft is in the process of acquiring Activision Blizzard, in a gigantic deal. Personally, I have no interest in belaboring the point about that deal, and frankly, I wasn't planning on making a video mentioning it in any capacity at all. Until yesterday, I actually got a comment on a video I had made quite some time ago, where I did a sort of retrospective-y type review on the game, of course, Arcanum. Now, in that review, I actually discussed the current IP holders for the Arcanum franchise, which, with a little bit of digging, you can find out traces pretty easily back to Activision. Now, if for some reason you clicked on this video and you don't know what Arcanum is a sort of cult classic CRPG that is widely regarded as having an incredible world, albeit with some flaws, as is very common with CRPGs of yesteryear. However, while I was reviewing that game, I had so much fun with it that I was genuinely surprised that there was no attempt to do anything else with this IP, until I found out that the rights holder was Activision, and Activision, doing its job as a publisher, frankly had no interest and, in my opinion, probably lacked the ability to produce a quality Arcanum game, but more importantly, from a financial perspective, it was something they were never going to do because the audience for an Arcanum title is admittedly kind of niche. But with Microsoft's recent acquisition, or potential acquisition, we could, in theory, see a sequel, or perhaps simply a game set in the same universe, from a Microsoft studio, because, fun fact, the people who made Arcanum work for Microsoft now, not specifically for Microsoft, but for game studios that Microsoft owns. And Microsoft does its business as a platform holder, that is to say, PC and Xbox, meaning that basically any game they make for Game Pass to broaden the range of titles available for it is ultimately going to help them, and they're less concerned about chasing the immediate dollar, which was Activision's business. Now, while this is admittedly a glimmer of hope for a potential game set in the Arcanum universe, or again, perhaps a sequel, I will nonetheless temper those expectations with the fact that A, this is actually a pending transaction. If you're unaware, a giant merger like this actually does require regulatory approval. And that is the kind of thing that takes a lot of time. The early estimates are that it will likely be complete around July of next year, and until that point, Activision will still be the person making the business decisions. But once that point actually reaches us, Microsoft could potentially be like, hey, we have all this unused IP just sitting around, let's find some appropriate studios who may be interested in working on it. And even then, it would, from there, still take years to actually see a game. But my point is, in that review that I referenced, I specifically mentioned that the chances of us getting anything out of that IP were basically zero because Activision held the rights and they were never going to do anything with it. But now, with this admittedly bit of a bombshell acquisition, there is the slightest glimmer of hope that Arcanum could, in theory, see a franchise continuation by quite possibly the people who made the game itself. So I'll leave you with that to chew on. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz. But regardless of any of that, truly, just thank you so much for watching. May you wander in wisdom, and have an amazing day.